as long as it's feeding through, which it should be. Hey everyone, welcome back to the, I'm going to call this the Versus series, I guess, for SWU. And tonight, of course, I am here with Josh from the Gaming Arena. Josh, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm doing very well. It's a fine Tuesday evening for some Star Wars Unlimited.
Absolutely. Now, you are playing some form of Boba? I mean,
No,
Vader?
Yes, yes. I've been playing a Vader Blue. I'm currently testing this out. It's got some of the I would say the expected cards that you would see in some of the quote unquote meta decks. I've tried to put my own spin to a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see if that spin makes it better or worse.
Sure. And of course, I'm playing an ECL green Boba, so Cunning Command. This is my top 8 deck from the weekend. So I guess we'll see how this goes. I have a chest here somewhere. There it is. Odds or evens?
I'll go odds.
Evens. I will start with the initiative.
Yep.
Alright. This is going to be best of 3, of course.
Sounds like a plan to me. I've left my initiative token at the still as a classic play. Let me see if I can.
You probably won't need it.
Oh, possibly not. I just we'll see if I can pick something up that's a little interesting. Let's go with that.
I think this is fine, but a little slow. Yeah, I think we'll shuffle this hand back.
Nice.
So for those of you playing at home, we are using Spell Table for this. I know how that is. I know. What we will try and do is I will try and switch between players as we take actions in each phase. Just clean and easy, or at least clean-ish and easy-ish. As long as I remember, of course, which, you know, kind of bad at it, let's be honest.
All right. I think I am happy with mine and resourced and ready.
All right. I am... I think I am also... I think we're going to put that one down. And that one down. Seems like a good way to go. So I get to start first. So I am going to play good old 3-1 Greedo.
Greedo.
Yeah. Getting greedy with Greedos.
I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work just yet, but I'm going to play Entrenched on Greedo.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do.
Oh, that'd be just leave it up on the top of your screen there.
Yeah.
That'd be fine.
Yeah. For those who are unaware, Entrenched is attached unit can't attack bases, but it does get +3/+3.
I will take the initiative.
I will pass.
Fantastic. As we just like Greedo over to the side, to be honest. Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready. Sorry.
Cool. Yep. I'll pay 2, and we're gonna Seasoned Shore Trooper, which is a 2/2 for 2 that gets bigger if I have 6 or more resources.
All right. I think I'm going to play in space. I'm going to go Inferno 4. So I took my top 2 cards and put both or one either top or bottom, and I'm going to put both on the bottom.
Yep. And Inferno 4 is a 3/2, is that right?
2/3 flyer. So
2/3, right.
2/3.
I will take the initiative.
I'll pay 1. I'll tap Vader and ping 1 to the short trip.
Yep.
And obviously 1 to base. And then I will pass the turn.
All right. Okay, I have resourced.
I am going to resource. I think. Yeah, we'll go there. I'll probably regret it, but you know. Say la vie.
I think the first thing I'm going to do is to play a Cartel Spacer and tap down your Inferno.
Yep.
So this is a 2/3 for 2, and when played, if I control another cunning unit, I can exhaust an enemy unit that costs 4 or less.
All right. I think I'm going to play. Let's go with.
Vader should be untapped.
True. So what is Greedo normally?
3/1 normally?
3/1 normally, so it's currently a 6/4.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. I'm going to go with. And when he's defeated, you get to do something.
Yeah, so when he's defeated, I get to chuck the top card of my deck into my bin, and if it's an event, I get to deal damage to a unit.
To a unit. Okay.
Yeah.
Any unit or ground?
Just ground units, I'm pretty sure. Let's have a quick look. Ground unit, 2 damage, yeah.
Okay. Yep. So I'm going to pay 2 and do Force Poke on Greedo, which will.
What's that? The one that deals 5 damage when I draw a card?
Deals 5 damage, and you get to draw a card.
Yep.
So obviously, I've got no ground units. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to bother triggering.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like it's a waste.
Does that trigger anything with Boba?
It does. I can use Boba if I want to, but I'm not going to because there's no point.
Okay. Sure.
What I am going to do is I feel like I'm going to waste a good old surprise strike and give my seasoned shore trooper an extra +3, and I'm going to smack your base for 5. Get some damage in while I can.
Yep. I'm going to pay 1, and I'm going to ping your seasoned shore trooper for 1 and your base for 1.
Shore trooper dies. And my base takes 1. I will take the initiative.
Yeah, I think I will pay 1 and use. No, we'll hold on. Yeah, I'll pass.
All right, cool.
All right.
I'll resupply. You get no love from me. It's just like every time that I've had resupply, I've had something better to do. And I know that resupply is in there for the reason of like getting Boba out of turn early. I get that. But like it wastes an entire turn, and it just feels like it's not good enough because in that turn I could be like dealing with a threat or something.
Yeah, I think the only time I really would play resupply would be on turn 2 when I've got 3 resources, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Anytime after that, just feel as though it's. I mean, you could play it on your turn when you have 4 resources. You play it, you bring out Boba, you swing, you get some resources back. Like it's a cheap. Like Yeah,
Yeah,
but you're right. Anyway,
exactly. Oh, what am I gonna do here? I feel like we are in the point where I'm gonna go 4, 5. I'm gonna overwhelming barrage, and I'm gonna shoot your space vehicle.
yep. Which means I get to lose my top 2 cards. And I get to leave them on the top or put them on the bottom, and I will leave them top.
And I'll use Boba's ability to untap a resource.
Okay. I'm gonna go with um. mm, tricky. I'm gonna go with Power of the Dark Side and take out your spacer. So
Yep,
an opponent chooses a unit they control and defeat that unit. Great card to play when your opponent only has one unit.
exactly. I'll use my epic, and I'll flip him a Boba.
Yep. I will pay 2 and I will entrench him.
How dare you?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will take the initiative.
I'm out of resources, so I will pass.
I don't know why I'm untapping first. Bloody
That's
magic players. Bloody magic players.
fine. uh,
Like, I've got this big bad Boba, but he doesn't do anything.
no, he does not. No, he does not. I mean, he's a beat stick, so obviously that restricts me from bringing out Vader.
I mean,
Um,
yay.
but
I'm gonna just start by passing.
I'll take initiative. All
Damn. I
right.
was hoping you'd actually
Yep.
play something.
And I will draw 2, and I will do. Let's get rid of you.
Resource.
I will also resource. I'm now currently on 7. And I am going to start with playing I Am Your Father um on Boba, obviously. Sorry, I don't know
Oh,
why I
that's
hesitated there. So you can either take 7 damage or I get to draw 3 cards.
um. I don't want you to draw 3 cards. I also don't want to take damage.
Yep.
Neither of those are good plans for me.
Yeah.
Um, and the thought process for anyone sitting at home is taking the damage makes him very open to Vader ambush to get him off the
It, ma-
board.
it makes him so taking 7 damage. Would put him down to 2. No, sorry.
3.
What's his 3 life? Yeah, 3 life. So that puts him in danger of take not take yeah takedowns. No, yeah, the defeat a unit with 5 or less. With 3 left, it puts him in range of vigilance. It puts him in range of a lot. Oh, it's a shiny Judge
No, it's
promo, I
not. The
believe.
judge
Oh
promos
no,
are they're
no,
they're
they're
all
locked away,
they're all locked away. They're over here
locked away
with
in a
the
vault.
well, yeah. They're getting ready for shipping to PSA. Protect those bad boys. Um.
Yeah. Which way would you
Oh,
like to go?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna let you draw the cards. To be honest,
Yep,
I feel like having my big paddywhack is probably a lot better.
3 cards. All right.
Um. Hmm. Speaking of, I'm gonna bring out a good old regular Boba Fett.
Okay. So he's 3/5.
He is a 3/5. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do force choke on him, so deal 5 damage. You get to draw a card.
Yeah. Why are you so mean to me?
Well, I'm I'm just getting even after last game we played where you got up 2-1 in the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
In what I might say was I think on paper was a favorable matchup to me. So
Yeah,
not only did you beat me, but you beat me in a matchup that I was, as I said, allegedly meant to win.
that's fair.
All right,
I'll play
this is
another Greedo.
Greedo. All right. I will pay 1. I'll ping your Greedo for 1, and I'll put 1 on your base.
Yep. Forgot about the ping. I will take the initiative.
I will pass.
All right. I don't think I want to face down anything here. Good
I
question.
will resource.
No, I won't.
That now puts me on 8 resources.
It doesn't sound fun for me.
Well, up to you.
Sigh. I think we're just gonna have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh,
6. And we're gonna play
yeah,
a
something big.
Fet's Fire Spray that comes out untapped because I have Boba.
Yep. And I'm gonna pay 2, 4, 6, 8, and do Super Laser Blast and defeat
Yeah.
all units.
The blind man saw that coming a mile away.
See,
I will
that's
take the
why I really
initiative.
like. That's why I really, really, really like I Am Your Father. I've only just put it in my deck. I know a lot of other decks had it already, but the
Yeah.
fact that dealing 7 or 3 cards, you just get access to those cards a lot easier.
Yeah.
All right, so I will deploy Vader, and I'll swing at base for 5.
Well, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and then I will pass.
All right, great. I will also, because I initiated Devd. What am I going to do here?
I will play a
Ugh.
resource.
How big is Daddy Vader again? He's pretty big, isn't he?
He's a 5/8, and on attack, I may deal 2 damage to a unit.
Camera's a little fuzzy. That's bigger than I want it to be. Okay. I think we face down that one. Probably. Yes. That one's no longer of use. Let me know when you've resourced.
I've resourced, and I'm ready to rumble.
Fantastic. I'm going to start with paying 2. And I'm going to no good to me dead on your Vader to tap it down and keep it tapped down.
Yep. Cool. Hmm. Interesting. Right, which leaves you with 6 resources. I am going to pass.
Ooh. What's so mysterious now? 3, 6, Fet's Fire Spray again.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm going to play Avenger.
Oh.
So when played, an opponent chooses a non-leader unit and defeats it.
Yeah. I will take the initiative again.
And I will pass. And in doing so, Vader does not untap, I believe.
That's correct.
I will resource.
I will not.
Vader tapped, and I will untap my Avenger. So I'm at 10 resources and an Avenger.
How do I deal with the problem like Avenger?
And because it's hard to see on camera, I do have 6 cards in hand.
Mm. Oh yeah, I have 6 cards in hand.
Yep.
See, even that's just like, ugh.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's a big daddy I don't want to see. Alright, I'm gonna pay 3. Avenger is on attack as well, isn't it?
On attack, yeah. So basically, when I attack with Avenger, if you've got a creature out, sorry, a unit out, it's dead.
Yeah.
Which is tough. It's tough.
Yeah. We're gonna go with the 7th Fleet Defender.
Yep.
Gets his little shield token.
Yeah. There's 5 resources. Bring out 5. You still got ECL up.
Mm-hmm.
Ambush something in. So we're going to go with 4 resources. I'm going to play System Patrol Craft. So it's a 3/4 Sentinel in space.
Yep. That's certainly a thing you've got. I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna play Boba.
Ground Unit Boba.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to start with. I'm going to go 3, and I'm going to do an open fire on Boba. So 4 damage to Boba.
Yep.
3 resources still available.
A little more than sad. Concede.
Concede.
Yep.
Yeah. I think one of the things that if this is a tournament game, if someone's playing at Vader Blue, and actually let's face it, let's just say Control Blue. So even if it was Iden or Krennic, once Avenger's out, if you don't have a way of dealing with Avenger immediately, concede.
I mean, most decks
don't
don't have a way to deal with it, and that's the current
you need
problem.
Basically, it's Vanquish.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's so I played against I played today. No, sorry, yesterday I played against Boba Green, and he brought out Devastator and did 10 damage to the Avenger.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you've got a way of doing the damage in a turn, then by all means give it a go. But the fact that I can keep swinging for 8, and a Boba Blue has 3 Avengers. Like they've got 3 Avengers in the deck. So there's actually a reasonable probability that they've resourced one of them early on. So if you start with an Avenger in hand, it's not uncommon to resource it, assuming the rest are still good.
Yeah.
But by the time you got Avengers out, they've the game I had my Avenger die to a Devastator. I'm not exaggerating. I literally played an Avenger straight away and killed the Devastator. Okay. I think I like this hand.
I'm sideboarding.
No problems. I still haven't had enough games with my current deck to to know what I want to be my sideboard. So this is almost certainly going to be the deck I take to my first store showdown this coming weekend, and I'm going to try and get as many games like between now and then to determine what I need a sideboard in.
Yeah.
I am yet to play against a real aggro deck. So far I've played against mid range and roll.
Yeah.
So I need to have a chat with Ash from the gaming arena and also being deck. So go, that and
Hmm.
that. All right.
Take out those. That's 3.
The
What's
other
that?
thing that's really quite interesting is hearing the various questions and comments that are only now just starting to come out on all the various social media platforms of the rules around sideboarding.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's the same as other games, or at least it's not that I'm familiar with. But basically, as long as you can put all 10 cards of your sideboard into your deck, and play 60 cards if you want to. Which, yeah, it's not something I would do, but I've seen it done.
I would against Mill.
Yeah, true. Um, yeah, that's a fair comment. Is this not? Have you seen a deck that currently can do that as an actual strategy?
Yes.
Yeah, what's that? Triple vigilance.
It's a
Um,
blue. I believe it's a. It's a vigilance loop deck. I believe
hmm,
it has because it goes for the restore angle as well as the mill angle,
okay, yeah,
and then it plays restocks because
yeah,
restock
yeah.
is tricky. Because when you play the restock goes to your discard pile and can be counted in the restock effect, which is dumb because that's what Magic did many years ago, and they realized they fucked up.
So is that so restock? You play it, it goes to your discard pile, and then it can be one of the cards you put back in your deck. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's right.
Interesting.
Interesting or dumb?
Oh well, I mean, it's I currently have a restock in my deck.
Mhm.
Um, I have never used it. I've only ever used it as a resource.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I I feel as though for restock to work for me, I also need something like Search Your Feelings, which
Mhm.
shuffles your deck.
Yeah.
Um, because putting something at the bottom, I don't anticipate seeing those cards.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. All right. I'm ready to go when you are.
I am also ready to go.
Sweet. My first step is gonna be Greedo's back again.
My first is going to need to play Inferno 4 in space. So look at my top two
Ooh,
cards.
was not expecting
Oh,
that.
oh. Um, can you not look at the screen so as I can just show the
Uh-huh.
camera? So yeah, yeah. I'm not really sure what to do with that. Um, oh, it's tough. That's actually legitimately tough. I'm gonna leave one of them and put the other one at the bottom,
All right.
and instantly regret
Mm-hmm.
it.
I will retake the initiative.
Yeah, and I'll pass.
Cool.
Oh, I wonder what card I could have picked up. Yeah, all right.
We better put that one down. Yes. It's cheap enough for us to actually play. Alright, let me know when you're ready.
I am ready, and I also should reset my life to 30.
Good.
And you should reset yours to 25.
Yes. There we go. I'm going to start off by whacking your base for 3 with Garrido.
Yeah, I think that's the right play.
Yeah.
I'm gonna whack your base for 2 with Infinivore.
Yep. I am going to sing Why Do Birds Suddenly Appear When Boba Fett is very near? And I will play Boba Fett. Yeah.
I'll pay 2 and force choke Boba Fett and let you draw a card.
Oh. Alright, hang on. Let me just. That one there.
So 5 damage and to a non-vehicle
just
unit.
Boba dies. I draw a card. I want my Boba alive. Damn it.
Yeah.
It's just when your units leave. When an enemy unit. Yeah. Okay. Great. That doesn't help at all. I will retake the initiative.
I'll pay 1. I will ping your base and ping Greedo.
Yeah. Ping my base. Kill my Greedo. Make me sad.
And I will pass.
Alright.
Oh.
I think the first thing. You ready?
I'm ready when you are. Yep.
Correct. So the first thing I'm going to do is play a Viper Probe Droid, which is a 3/2. I look at your hand.
Yep. So I have a System Patrol Craft, a Super Laser Blast, an Avenger, and an Open Fire.
Ooh.
So I've got a couple of really big drops, which I'm not going to see for at least another 4 turns because I have no ramp in this deck. But
Yeah.
I've got a burn. The burn is not villainy, so it doesn't give me access to ping with Vader. So you're safe from a Vader ping this turn.
For now.
No, for this turn.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can play that can trigger. So if I go, I think I'm better off bringing out my System Patrol Craft.
Not what I wanted to see. I'm going to be honest. I will.
You wanted me to burn the Viper Droid?
Maybe. I will take the initiative.
And I'll swing at your base for 2.
Yep.
And I'll pass.
All right.
I thought about it. I thought about going down the control path and just continuing to bash, to remove. The Viper Droid is what? Is it a 3/2 or a 2/3?
It's a 3/2.
Yeah, so I looked at the 3, like me bringing out my System Patrol Craft, 3/4, probably the right play.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see, won't we?
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to start by using my Viper Probe Droid to smash into your base for 3.
Putting me on 24. I will swing at your base for 3.
Yeah. Kind of aggroing me a little bit, to be honest. What do we do with a drunken sailor? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to play yet another Boba Fett.
I'm going to I'm going to 2 at base.
Yep. I'll take the initiative.
You don't want to bring up Vader? Boba?
No.
Okay. I did not see that coming. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Well, then we're going to go with try and keep some tempo. We're going to pay 4 and do a takedown on your Boba,
Yep.
and then I'll pass.
And taken.
It has. I instantly regret it. That's all right. All right, I am resourced at 6. Ready when you are.
Just trying to decide what I actually want to do.
And for those watching along, and for the benefit of Al, I still have obviously got a Super Laser Blast and Avenger in hand, which was shown as part of the Viper Droid. One of the things I've actually been doing with a couple of my playtesting games is once I've been Viper Droid, I actually leave the cards that were exposed on the table.
Fair.
Just so my opponent doesn't actually have to write notes, because you're allowed to, obviously. Out comes a fire spray.
Nope. Cunning.
Cunning.
We're going to exhaust both of your air units,
Yep,
your space
tap.
units, and make you discard a card at random.
Discard a card at random. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna shuffle them. And how about you roll? You got a dice?
I do have a
Roll
dice.
Re-rolling 5s and 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Reels. Number 1.
1. Open fire is gone.
Woohoo! I like it.
I would too, actually, at this point, because open fire. I don't have access to 8 resources right now, but all right. So you've just. So you've still got a Boba that can come out.
Yeah, funny that.
Think I need to keep tempo. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6. I'm going to play Ruthless Raider. I'm going to do 2 to base and 2 to your Viper Droid.
But I liked that Viper Droid.
Yeah.
He was all beep boop beep boop. Now he's all bleh.
So those playing at home, the Ruthless Raider is one of the cards that I feel is something I've added to the deck that I don't see many others.
It's in some lists, but not in many lists, and it should be.
Yeah. I think it's a great, it keeps in that space element.
Yeah, it's in the sideboard of my 5th brother. I'm going to bring out Boba.
I'm going to take initiative for the first time, I think, in our 2 games so far.
Second time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to smack base for 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, putting me on 20.
Yep. And pass.
Nice. I'm going to resource. I'm on 7.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to resource. I will also be on 7.
All right. And I have the initiative.
And the space race. Jeez.
Space race. So I'm going to start by swinging 4 at base.
Gross. Down to 9. I am going to, I guess, do the only thing I really can do at this point. 3, 6, 7. I'm going to ECL in my Fet's Fire Spray so it has ambush. I'm going to ambush your patrol craft.
Yep.
And then it untaps because of the relevant ability because of Boba.
Yep. Would it not, even without... Oh, sorry, yes.
No, because it has to have the ambush to get the attacking straight away. Yeah.
So the on-play ability and the is also non-play. Yep.
Yes.
So that leaves 3 health remaining.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Oh, I really wish I'd done. I really wish I'd left the Ruthless Raider actually open rather than swinging with him first. I'm going to go with. If I go Inferno, I'm going to go Inferno 4. I think I'm just going to race. I'm going Inferno 4 into base for 2.
Yep. Hmm. How much damage does Ruthless Raider do?
4, and on death it also does 2 to base.
Right, and it's a 4/6.
It's a 4/6. That's correct.
Okay. I could just kill it here.
Killing it here would put you on 5.
Yeah, I don't really have a choice though.
And keep in mind that I still get to deploy Vader this turn if I wish.
Oh yeah. I think
And
I'm
that
kind
does
of
5.
sounds like I might be dead this turn regardless. Hmm.
Yeah, I did think about putting the Inferno 4 into the Fire Spray and then swinging Vader into base and killing Fett's Fire Spray, but I think this was the right play. Yeah, it feels weird. I've actually tried to keep the tempo on this rather than drag it out.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I think I'm just dead here to Vader regardless. Because even if I kill the Raider, like the Raider's just going to smack me next turn anyway. Like there's nothing I can do about that. I'm still going to be taking the extra 2 damage. Take 5 from Vader here. Even if I wait till next turn to kill the Raider by like taking initiative or something, I'm still dead.
so you, yeah,
Yeah, there's no out.
Yeah, I don't think there's an out because you've only got 1 resource left.
Yeah.
If you had 2 resources open, like if you've got a ramp card early, then when Vader comes out, you could have used Fire Spray to.
No, Fire Spray is non-unique.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Apologies.
alright.
Yes. Yeah.
I know my lines, damn it. I know my lines.
Yeah. I think the Vader with 1 resource left, Boba's not going to be able to take him out.
No.
And so I can attack with Vader this turn regardless. And then which puts you on 2.
Yeah.
And at that point you have to manage to stop the Ruthless Raider, the Inferno 4 and the Vader.
This is why I'm considering the trying to play some sort of blue Han, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just so for all of that removal.
So if you had let's say you actually had an answer to Vader and you took initiative. One of the things that I actually quite like about this deck is there's a number of cards that really really work for me when they die. The Ruthless Raider obviously being one of them. So I have that Super Laser Blast in hand. So if I can, even if you had a way of exhausting all my units before I got to attack, as long as I can get Vader hitting this turn, I can defeat all my units next turn, and Ruthless Raider does 2 damage to your base. What was that one?
Spark Rebellion.
That's look at my hand.
Make it a discard. Yep.
In which case I would Emperor I've got Emperor Palpatine, so I deal 6 damage to Ruthless Raider.
Exactly.
Oh no, I can't. Because
No?
that is to enemy units.
Oh, enemy units, yeah.
It's actually quite funny that the Emperor Palpatine non-leader version can't hurt your own units, whereas like the the leader version does not care. He'll hurt anyone.
I mean, look,
yeah.
I get the why though.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, like helps in the movies, doesn't really hurt his own guys, right? He lets the Jedi do that for him.
He hurts Vader pretty bad.
Does he? I mean,
he shoots him with lightning.
That's only after. That's not even. That's negligible.
Oh, you think that when he actually did that, he was no longer a friendly unit?
Yeah, he turned into not a friendly unit. He because Vader had been change of hearted.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, well done. Well done.
Ah,
Oh,
speaking of the boy.
all right.
All right, cool. Well,
Made it get done.
that was a
Made it get
hearty
done.
2-0.
It was.
And
It was.
I'm definitely gonna go and work on my blue Han deck.
So one of the games I played yesterday, which I don't know if I have the card in my deck or if I just played against it. I was playing against Dave from the gaming arena, and he did. I don't have it in my deck. I don't think I do. Force throw. So force throw is a one cost. Those playing at home, a one cost player discards a card. And if you have a force unit, it does stuff. And turn one, he just double force throws, so I have to discard 2 of my cards. And so I've gone straight down to a hand of 2. It was so brutal. It was really hard to come back from. I didn't. But it was really hard to come back from that with like card. The card disadvantage was enormous. Yeah.
What did I do with my judge cards? They're in a pile here somewhere. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I find this deck really interesting. For me to play, because it basically it feels. I mean, that last game actually doesn't really. It's not really its normal game plan.
Yeah.
But like normally, I just don't play units. It's just so much removal in this deck. That it's just I don't even play units until like 8 resources. It is very common for me to not deploy Vader at all. Like literally at all. If I'm playing as the Boba deck, I think one of the games I had an entrench on the Boba leader. I had an entrench on the Boba unit. I actually made his ground so strong I couldn't deploy Vader. And so the fact is that I mean I've got a handful of small cards. I'm thinking of getting rid of my Lieutenant Childsons. I just think they're not really. I just don't think they really work for me in my game plan.
They're good against aggro, just because they're so hard for Leia and Sabine to actually deal with. They are ones
and I do have a lot of blue.
Yeah, probably delegating to the sideboard is probably the best idea.
Yeah. Nice. I think I think I'd agree with that statement. I think what I need to do between now and the weekend is I need to get games against Leia and Sabine, and just make sure that I've got that game plan worked out. Because at the moment, I would say I don't. I think once like the Sabine decks, I am when I get to 8 resources, I probably am playing a Super Laser Blast, and the next turn I'm playing an Avenger, and good luck keeping up.
Yeah, but you've got to get to turn 8 is the problem against the aggro decks.
Yeah.
I mean, generally speaking, with the amount of ground units, like you should be okay against Leia, but Sabine is going to be really the thorn in the side.
Yeah. Look, I think I said I need to get those games in and need to get the reps in. I think one of my big disadvantages is that I am running a lot of Star Wars Unlimited events, and I'm only getting to do casual play. So I'm not. So the people I'm playing against are friends predominantly, and so it's repeat games against people who are already in my kind of gaming cycle and kind of thought bubble. Whereas I think I'm going to come up against people in the showdown, and they're going to think differently to the players that I played against.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think I need to. What I probably need to do is I need to probably show up to the Wednesday locals at my store and actually play. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean that definitely makes sense. One of the things that I always say to people is you won't get any better unless you're playing people who are better than you. Um, the
Yeah,
same comes to testing a deck. If you're testing a deck against, you know, the players
good
that are,
matchup.
yeah, it's like here's all your good matchups. Okay, great, but you really need to sort it out against your bad matchups to see. All right, how should I sideboard? What should I be playing? What's my game
Yep.
plan? What am I going to need to try and beat this opponent? What do I need to draw to be really favorable?
Yeah, I think also one of the things I need to work out is so my deck plans for, generally speaking, the long game. And so if I'm playing against a non-favorable matchup, I need to know when to concede
Yeah,
early,
yeah,
so as I can sideboard in and get enough turns in. Um, because otherwise I run the risk of
running out of time.
getting to running out of time, having a win each, and then having to agree with my opponent whether or not we're getting a double loss, rolling off, or some other mechanism.
Exactly.
Um, and I feel as though that's one of the things I actually quite dislike about the format of first to two rather than best of three.
Mm.
Um, is it puts the onus on the players to come up with a solution, which means that there's potential feel bads
Yeah,
where there doesn't need to be. There just doesn't need to be. Um, uh, it's not. I know it's not the only game that does it. I know Flesh and Blood does it as well, but I don't know. Most games don't.
yeah. Well, I mean,
um,
putting people in a position where, and this actually happened to me on the weekend, although I won the dice roll, so we should probably talk about it quickly. My deciding game to get into the top eight on the weekend was literally a dice roll. We'd won one
yeah.
each. I was favored in the matchup. It was Boba versus Boba.
Mhm.
And so first game pretty much just like stomped my way through him. Second game, we both had bad draws and he just came out on top. And we both knew I'd be favored going into the third game. Time is called, and he's just like, "How do you want to handle it?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Do we just want to do a dice roll and let the chips fall wherever they may?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine." So we dice rolled, and you know, I made top eight on a dice roll. But I mean, no game should have to come down to like, all right, well, you've both won a game, and if you choose to, take the third game as a draw, it's actually a loss. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
strategically dumb. It's not
Yep.
good.
Well,
It's not even.
it's even potentially worse than that. So, like, let's say uh, let's say I've got a bunch of friends that are
Hmm,
also in the event, and I've decided that I'm not I'm likely not to win in the top eight. I'm against a really good player or a really good deck, and I just say, you know what? No, I'm going to put my feet down, and I'm going to take a double loss and take a good player or a good deck out of the field. So
yeah,
as my team have an advantage. Like there's actually, I think, the potential for there to be um, effectively collusion, um, probably non-provable collusion, but and also just the fact that I've seen this multiple times now running these events where they're a win each, and one player like literally would win the next
yeah,
if I let them if I let them go over time. And the opponent says, "Well, we're out of time. I guess we're rolling for it." Um, and I, you know, it's tricky because as an organizer, I've got to try and follow the letter of the rules where possible. That's expectation, but also I've got that tricky bit where I've also got to kind of follow the spirit of the game.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
we had that situation at your Winterbox tournament. where the Sabine matchup where my opponent was just like, I'll just ping both of our bases for one and we both die.
Yeah.
Not realizing there was a do-over when you did that because they were both at 0. So I mean,
Yeah.
that and of course this is not me calling out my opponent, but that is one of those things where it's just like, in the spirit of the game, why is something like that a thing? Like why do you know what I mean? Like
I
it's
do.
not a clear case of like, well, this person was doing it to be shitty. I mean, they thought they were being funny and they thought that we would just get a draw and it'd be fine, not
It was
realizing that,
actually it was actually a really interesting ruling that
yeah,
we had to look up. So
exactly.
for those that are unaware of a they keep calling it a best of three, but it's not. It's a first to two.
Yep.
In a first to two format for Star Wars Unlimited, there are scenarios where both players can both die at the same time. Sabine's one example of that, but also if we both had a Ruthless Raider and I did a Super Laser Blast, we could both ping our bases for two.
Yep.
There's a lot of actual scenarios where you can both go to 0 at the same time. And if that happens, you just start that game again, and it's like it didn't count. It didn't happen. There is, if you ignore timing, there is a very funny and scenario where there's a round could go for infinite time, assuming that they kept both getting down to 0 simultaneously. Yeah,
Or as I
but anyway,
call it, just dumb. Just dumb.
I yeah, I think it's mildly amusing. But I think I find dumb things funny. So, um,
You're such a
uh,
troll.
so me, I mean, I can be. I can be. I'm not when it counts. I just like to state when it matters, I'm not. But when it doesn't, and it's when it's a bit of fun. So uh, I don't know how many people know about the game called Blood Bowl, but it's a fantasy-based miniature game about like kind of American football. And I was playing my very first league game against someone literally the other day, and I just didn't care about the touchdowns or the ball. It's a violent game. I was just punching the opponents. So like my characters just ignored the ball and hit the opponents and tried to take them out of the game. Apparently that's actually a reasonable strategy. Yeah, yeah. But as I said, like it's a bit of fun. A bit of fun.
I just realized I don't have any Millennium Falcons left.
You're out.
Yeah, I sold all my Millennium Falcons, including
Do
my
you actually need?
playset.
Do you need them or?
It depends on if I run Hound on the weekend. So
I think
probably.
I think I might have one at the store. I may even have two.
Ooh,
So if you need them, let me know.
yeah, will do.
I'll check tomorrow for you.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's
They're not on our web store, so
no.
they won't get pinched by someone listening to this.
Yeah, just to let everyone know, the gaming arena is currently not. It doesn't have a wide range of singles on the web store because somebody kept buying them all and locals couldn't get cards.
Yeah, so it's I'm a capitalist at heart on the most part. I've got two kids, I've got a mortgage to pay. I'm going to sell what I can, but I have made the decision with my store business partner that when it comes to Star Wars Unlimited card singles, with the exception of like commons and uncommons where it doesn't matter because we've got enough of them. But when it comes to rares and legendaries of like meta decks and things like that, we're just not going to put them on our web store.
Yep.
We're just going to have it so it's people that play in our store, if they want to trade. So we've also been doing trades, so not just buying them and selling them, but also someone comes in, like that's how I know I have a Millennium Falcon because I had someone come in and trade for a Vader.
Mm-hmm.
So they traded a bunch of cards, and one of the cards was a Millennium Falcon.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think about me done, and
Yeah.
I'm going to call it an evening on my end.
Yeah, I think that's definitely us done. Now, Josh, do you have any events coming up that you need to tell people about?
Um, Honestly, I mean, we have our Star Wars Unlimited locals, so we have them on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. We've already had our store showdown on the last Saturday. We hit our capacity, not on the venue, but on just based on pricing and the like. So we're quite happy with that. I think was the final count on the weekend, and it was a. No, I know I was asked this question already. I think it was a Boba yellow took out first in the end. Yeah, it was Boba yellow against Sabine yellow in the final. Boba getting the win, and the Boba yellow deck went 5-0 in the Swiss and undefeated in the Top Cup. So
Yeah,
did quite well.
it wrecked a lot of face.
It did wreck a lot of face. And we will keep an eye on alternate options for Star Wars Unlimited. So we're thinking of running a league. We're definitely going to be looking at starting up Twin Suns shortly. And we're considering giving another go at the two-headed giant version that we had forward about a month or so ago. That wasn't very successful last time around, but a lot of people I spoke to thought that when we said two-headed giant, they just assumed Twin Suns, and that was definitely not what we were doing. We were doing a two-headed giant, much like Magic the Gathering's two-headed giant, where you got to play with a teammate. And there's actually a funny photo of us testing out the format where I am playing two decks against two people to try out the format, and it was a lot of brain power I needed that day. Playing one deck is sometimes hard enough.
Cool.
Yeah.
For me, people can go and follow on the YouTube at Franken's TCG. Here on the Twitch, obviously Franken's TCG. Find me on Twitter, Frankens_1, I think. But of course, check out the Facebook group, which is the Franken's Cantina Sales. If you're in Australia and you need singles. Although I'm desperately running low now because no one can get product and even I can't get product. And yeah.
I'm a store owner and I can't get product.
Exactly. All right, cool. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.